Hey guys, welcome to another video. Now I do realise I've been shoving my CLA 45 down your throats for the past at least 4 or 5 weeks, and I've neglected the Tesla a bit. In that time I've driven the Tesla on several occasions, and that's included one very long trip to London. I'm an easily irritated person, so naturally on that 200-mile journey there were a few things inside and outside the car that got on my nerves a bit. Now the first thing for me, I think, is a bit of a design flaw. If I straighten my legs out, you'll notice that on the side here there are no door bins. I mean, the style of the door is quite nice, but I cannot understand why there are no bins to actually put things in, particularly bottles. I always have bottles inside of my cars. I know Tesla's American. Is it common for American cars not to have door bins? I'm not sure. Instead, you do get a fair amount of cup holders around the car. You do have a pair down here, but I've got an issue with that as well. So if you notice right now, I've got a pretty big bottle down there, but let's say you had a small coffee cup. I've got that, such as it. I know this is extra small, but for the sake of this demonstration, let's just use this. If you stick that in, you can't even really see it. It's literally so low down that it's a pain in the backside trying to actually reach it, especially when you're driving. So, you know, when you're driving on the motorway, whatever, you don't really want to be faffing around trying to find your cup of coffee, because by the time you do find it, you'll have crashed. The next irritating thing for me, I can't really demonstrate it right now, but it's one of the cruise control features. So obviously this car has full autopilot, but it's got various levels of cruise control as well. So one of them is your typical cruise control. You know, you set a speed and it'll stick to that. But what it can also do is follow the car in front. So, you know, when that speeds up, the car speeds up. When it slows down, it also slows down. It's super useful for when you're on the motorway, long journeys, and especially if you're going through like average speed camera zones. But what I did find on several occasions is that it actually gets confused by overhead bridges and things, or just, I've forgotten the word for it now, you know, where you have the motorway signs above you. Sometimes when you pass over that, I don't know if it messes with the radar or something, but it'll suddenly just put the brakes on. You know, literally it'll slow it right down to 30 miles an hour, which, as well as being annoying, is quite dangerous. You know, with the cars behind, because you know, there'll be nothing in front of you and it'll suddenly just put the anchors on. I mean, it doesn't do it loads, it's just, I don't know, let's say once every 50 miles or something. I mean, more often than not, it doesn't cause any issues whatsoever. The full autopilot system, I don't use too much. My dad uses that more than I do. I don't think he'd trust me with it, to be honest. So I tend to use the advanced cruise control system thing, so I still have my hands on the steering wheel and steer the car basically. It'll probably be fixed in a future update that Tesla send out. It might have already been fixed, I'm not sure. The third irritating thing isn't so much for me as a driver, it's whenever I sit in the back basically, or for anyone else that sits in the back, and I'll try and demonstrate that to you now. So I've come to the back of the car, and I'm not sure if you can see, my head is pretty close to the roof line of the car, and I've said this before, I'm really not a tall person. So, you know, if you're even anywhere near 6 foot, it's actually going to be probably quite uncomfortable for you. And that's basically because the floor at the rear of the car is actually very high up, because underneath you've got all the batteries that actually power this car. It is an electric car, so there's just luggage space in the front and rear. and instead you've just got a lot of batteries. It's a bit strange because, you know, this is a very large car, and naturally you'd expect there to be loads of room everywhere, front, rear. I mean, leg room is not an issue whatsoever. Where you'd usually have the transmission tunnel, there's nothing basically, so you know, you can stretch out a bit more and there's just more space. I mean, it doesn't help, this car does have a bit of a sloping roof line as well, which obviously gets narrower as you get near the rear. There are no seat controls at the rear, so you know, you can't drop the seat or anything like that. It is what it is, so that's just something to bear in mind. The fourth irritation isn't that much of a big thing, and it's super duper rare. I'm either just the unluckiest person ever, or it just happens with me basically. So one of the cool features about this car is, you know, you don't need to press any buttons to unlock it. As you approach the car, and as long as you've got the keys on you, the doors will unlock as you get within, I don't know the distance, but within a couple of meters the chrome door handles pop out, which it looks pretty cool. The only issue with that is that obviously over time you get used to that and you never bother fumbling for the keys every time you want to go inside the car. So there have been occasions where I'm carrying a lot of things and the keys are somewhere on me, but I'm not too sure, and I've approached the car and the doors haven't unlocked basically, so I'm kind of having to fumble around trying to find where I actually put the key and then unlock it manually. But like I said, it's super duper rare. I'm not sure if anyone else has encountered any problems like that. If you have, let me know down in the comments below. And the final thing that's a bit annoying with the Tesla is possibly down to build quality, and that's because there are quite a number of rattles around the car, and because this is an electric car and there's just no engine noise, you can hear it more than say in a normal diesel or petrol car. The car has been in to sort some of the rattles out. They were fixed, but then I'm pretty sure some of them have come back, so the car's going to have to go back again. And this is close to a 100k car, and it's just something that you really wouldn't expect. You know, you wouldn't find it in say a Mercedes S-Class, BMW 7 Series, or if you do, they're sorted once and for all the first time you take it in to have them sorted. And it's mainly around the door panels and all the dash panels. It's something that my dad picks up on all the time. My CLA did have them when I first got it, but they're sorted immediately and it's been fine ever since. I mean, you do have to cut Tesla some slack. They've not really been making cars for that long, so the fact that there are a few rattles here and there, you can kind of forgive a little bit. So there you have it, 5 small irritations about the Tesla Model S, whether you're the driver or in the back. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it interesting. Comment down below on your thoughts if you agree with some of the things, or if you've actually experienced some of the things that I've mentioned. Now, I will be back to shoving more of my CLA 45 down your throats in the coming weeks, but I have got a few other things lined up as well, so make sure to subscribe. Cheers guys.